If you're attending your first ever Supernatural convention soon and you're looking for some advice on how to maximize your time and make the most out of your experience, I'm here to help. I have been to 4 Supernatural conventions in the last 2 years as a new post finale Supernatural fan, and I've picked up some things that I think everyone should know before going to their first Supernatural convention. Now, I am by no means an expert. There are so many people in this fandom who have been to so many more conventions than me and can super help you get into the nitty gritty of the ins and outs of every single experience there is to be had at a creation con. But I'm just going to go over the basics so that you at least have a good foundation laid. And then you can ask questions in the comments, and either me or one of my friends in fandom will help you out. So let's get started. Also, for those of you who have requested what to expect during photo ops, that's also going to be in this video. Here's the timestamp. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what to expect during your first photo op. Okay, let's get into it. First and foremost, scheduling. Now, the Creation Entertainment app is going to be your saving grace during this entire experience, and they've updated it recently and it works really well. All your up to date notifications will be going there, and this is how you're going to plan your experience throughout the weekend, whether you're going for one day or multiple days. This is available in the App Store, and it also matches up with the Excel spreadsheet that they post on their website. Usually, the schedule will go out on like a Tuesday or Wednesday before the convention, at the latest, like Wednesday night before the con, and it will show you exactly what is happening that weekend. Now, there are almost always changes, sometimes day of, sometimes an hour before something. It happens. It is the nature of these events. They are evolving and ever fluctuating. So you're going to want to have that app and you're going to want to check that schedule every day. I recommend checking it morning, noon, night, just so you know everything that's going on, especially if you have multiple things booked, and to see if you have any questions. Take your questions to the front desk at Creation. They'll have someone set up during registration, and they will have people there the whole weekend to help answer your questions if you're confused about something with the schedule, or you need something switched, or you need help with something. So use them as a resource, use your schedule. That's first and foremost. Number two, self care. I cannot overstate how little time you are going to have. Even if you think, oh, wow, I'm going to have hours in between panels and I'm only doing like a photo up in the morning and then like a thing in the evening, you're going to get busier than you realize, especially if it's your first con and you're experiencing everything for the first time and you want to do everything. You need to plan in advance for your self care. So that means please pack snacks. I have never been to a convention where they didn't allow snacks in the ballroom. So pack your snacks in your bag, make sure you have your medications on you, and a refillable water bottle. There's almost always, I've never not seen water available in the ballroom for people. Like they have jugs of water so you can refill your water and make sure you drink it. Don't just have your water and then not drink it. Don't reach the end of Saturday night and realize you're majorly dehydrated. I've done that. Drink your water, eat your snacks, plan your meal breaks in advance. Look at the schedule in advance. I promise you, this is going to help. Pick exactly when you're going to go get food and stick to that. And even if you're not really that hungry, go get food. Eat your food. The amount of people I know who just forget to eat and drink during these conventions and then wonder why they feel like poo poo by the end is not a small number. So I'm telling you in advance, plan this ahead in your schedule and lock it down. Okay. Vendor room. Now, I personally recommend you do your shopping on Friday because it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming how many things you're going to want to buy in the vendor room. So that's another bit of advice. Budget ahead of time. Put aside some money for that. If you're someone who likes merch, but someone just recently told me too, it's a great idea to go on Friday to see everything that's in the vendor room, see what you want to buy, and then decide what you can and can't live without. Now, the tour t-shirts usually go first. You're not going to have your size by the end of Sunday. They have different ones for each leg of the tour. But there's other things that aren't as popular and won't sell out. And I hear that some vendors put things on sale on Sunday. So you may want to do another swing by the vendor room on Sunday to see if anything is marked down. I've never done that. I do all my shopping on Friday because I don't want to worry about it the rest of the weekend, but you do you. I'm just letting you know you're going to spend money in there. So budget. And another thing is the vendor room on on Saturday is really fun because Loudon Swain is in there. They're there selling music and signing albums. There's a lot of actors just kind of milling around. And you can say hi. Now, understand that if they're at their signing table, those are for paid like autographs and ops. But oftentimes there's no one there and you can just say hi really quick and you don't need to pay for anything. Just use your discretion, make sure you're not bothering anyone or taking up too much time or like being in front of someone who's a paying customer. Those come first. But if you see like Sam Smith walking around the vendor room and she seems bored, like I did on Saturday of Vegas Con, just say hi and she'll talk to you for a minute. It's very low key. Just be respectful and use your logic. Ask the volunteers for help. There are people stationed all throughout this convention, right? There's people outside the photo op rooms. There's people at the registration table. There is people inside the ballroom, outside the ballroom. If you're confused or you need a question answered, just tell them, hey, it's my first time. I'm a little confused on this. Can you clarify? They will be happy to help you. So please don't be afraid to ask questions. Also, you can pretty much stop anyone in like the vendor room or walking around. If they seem like they know what they're doing, they're probably a repeat con goer. Just ask them. I've found that people are very nice for the most part. So it's a safe space. If you're confused, just ask people around you. If you want to ask a question at the it's hard to say, Misha solo panel on Saturday, or the headliner panel on Sunday, which is usually Jensen and Jared, or Jensen and Misha, or Jensen, Robin Rich, as it was in Norfolk, you're going to need to submit your name in a like raffle beforehand. And it's often like the day before. So if you want to ask a question or be considered to ask a question, they pick at random. You're going to want to submit your name. There's going to be a table out with a little bag and which panel it's for. And you're going to fill out a little slip of paper and put it in there. So I recommend for Misha, you do that Friday night or at the latest Saturday morning. Ask someone who's working there because it changes con to con. And then on Saturday/Sunday morning, put your name in for the J2 panel. Otherwise, you will not get to line up and ask a question for those panels. You have to submit your name in advance. All the other panels, you can just line up at the mic and ask your question. Now, I will say with this, have your question ready and have a backup question ready. It makes it easier on the volunteers if you have it written down on your phone so you can just show them what you're asking, but you don't have to. I find it easier. That way I don't freak out if I'm at the mic and I forget what I was going to ask. I can just read it off my phone. But always have a backup question because your first question they may not like, and they may say, no, you can't ask that. So have some backup options. And please don't get up to the mic and not have a question. It's really annoying to everyone. Okay, let's talk photo ops. If you're doing a photo op with Jensen, Jared, or Misha, you're going to have to exchange your purchase photo op for a hard copy ticket at the registration desk. That hard copy ticket is going to say Saturday or Sunday on the ticket. Note that because if you can't do that photo op on that day, you need to go to the desk and have them exchange it for the other day. Easy peasy, no big deal, but think of this in advance and figure that out. Okay. Number two, it's going to cost you $10 to order JPEGs of your photos. Okay. There are sheets of paper somewhere at your con. Ask your volunteers to fill out your information, the number of your photo op. You're going to have to get your hard copy first to see what your number is, and then give them $10 and they will send you your JPEGs in the next week or two. You can also do this via PayPal after the con. Ask your volunteer. So just budget for that. Also, you are going to need a photo reference if what you're doing is anything more complicated than like a hug or like something very simple, right? You can just say squish or hug and they will know what that means. You do not need to bring a photo reference. But if you're going to do something like I did, which I don't really recommend based off of my story in my last video, but you're going to need a photo reference on your phone to show the volunteer. And you're going to have like 2 seconds and they're going to take your phone and they're going to show Chris and they're going to hopefully figure it out. But you got to give them a visual. You can't just like start explaining this very complicated scenario. Keep it as simple as possible, especially if this is your first con. I highly recommend you just do a squish or a hug that looks like this. Okay. Now, here's how much time you have. Are you ready? 5 seconds on the clock, okay, for this entire interaction. You've got 5 seconds, maybe less, all right? So you're in the line. The music is blasting. You can't hear anything. You have a reference. You've handed it to the volunteer. You're getting ready. You're like on deck, right? The reference is being handed to Chris, or you're just going to say, hi, can we just do a hug? Great, perfect. And look at Chris. Picture is taken. Bye. And you're walking. It is that fast. 5 seconds. One more time. All right. You walked up. Hi, hug. Great. Picture, walking. Do you understand the gravity? I recommend if you're neurodivergent, you put on some music really loud and you practice this interaction with a friend or your cardboard cutout You got this. Put all questions in the comments.